Hey folks, welcome back to another video where I get to help you take your power back while using astrology and tarot. So today's video is inspired by the Mars sextile Mercury configuration. But if you're finding this video at a different time, if it's not today, August 14th, well, I think this video is still useful and to you, especially if you are a woman or just a person who has a tendency to overgive and then get resentful. So if that is you, this video is going to support you and your process of taking your power back through communication, which Mercury Mars is all about. The sextile is all about. So if you follow me on Instagram, the first card that came up was Page of Swords. And so this is about being excited about an idea, excited about your message, or just having the energy to pursue an idea, say what you need to say, and create those healthy boundaries that could lead you to a better future. So yeah, that's the card that is encapsulating all of this. So I'm going to pull 12 cards here for us. That's going to help us take our power back through communication. So this card that I'm going to pull first is the core energy that is being activated today, that we can allow to be activated. Okay, so we have 3 of Pentacles here. So the core energy that is being activated within us has to do with other people too, right? And what we are building together is what I'm seeing. Because these are like folks that are like analyzing the architecture of this, what looks like a cathedral. So they're building something great. They're building something sacred to them and their community, and making sure it doesn't fall on each other's heads. That everything, the ideas that we have is sound, that is stable, that is fixed, that is going to continue life, and that it's organized, that it's supportive, that it's, yeah, well, sound, that is sound. So that is what's being activated within us. We are seeing that we are wanting to build something that is sacred to us, and our voice is important to be, you know, a part of that equation. How we are using our voice and communicating that idea to other people that are experts, you know, that understand you, that knows what you're about, that is in community with you, and they're saying, yes, I want to do that with you. So this is being activated. This is kind of like Mars, Mercury is saying, let's do it. Let's gather with those people and make this idea happen. Great. Love that. Okay, so how can you speak with clarity with these people, right, that can't be close to you, without guilt, without any shame, without holding back? So that 3 of Swords, so we need to be very mindful of how we speak to ourselves. We need to be very mindful of the stories that we tell ourselves, that other people might have told us, that projected onto us, saying that we can't do it, we shouldn't do that, we don't have enough, blah, blah, blah. You know, and that self-critic, that inner voice that or that voice that probably was our parents, that we internalize. We internalize their false truths and made it our fault or whatever. But we have to look at them and say no more, that this is irrelevant to me and my vision and what I'm wanting to build. So how can you speak with clarity and authority without guilt or shame? You got to look at what is bringing up guilt and what is bringing up shame, and identify that that's not yours. You're carrying someone else's stories that is irrelevant to you. And then the next card that came up with that is Four of Cups in reverse. And so not holding back, not waiting for the next opportunity, the next sign, the next person that says, let's do this. Or the next thing that you're like, okay, maybe this is like, yeah, like not holding back on that. Maybe you're kind of like, I'm waiting for the next thing that makes me feel safe and secured or what have you. And it's like, I don't think that's coming. Today's the day. You know, you're getting the excitement today. You found this video because it was calling to you, because you know that this idea that you have excites you now. And there's no need to pursue or wait for the next thing, wait for the next sign. You had enough signs. Now let's just look at yourself and the stories that you tell yourself that tells you can't do it. That tells you have to wait. You have to wait for X amount of money. You have to wait for the right relationships. It's like they're already here. They're already in your circle. It's being activated. So where do you need to reclaim your passion or motivation that has been given away? Because, you know, maybe you are giving your power, your voice, your energy away to other people that are not seeing you, that are not in this circle. So how can you reclaim your passion, your motivation, your energy that you've been giving away? So this is Six of Pentacles in reverse. So how you can reclaim it is in realizing that everyone's sad story is not for you to fix. It's kind of like I'm hearing here. Everyone's like lack of follow through on their own vision is not your fault. It's not your responsibility. You don't have to give your last dollar to folks that won't even give themselves the ounce of like attention to themselves, right? So we need to reclaim ourselves and just kind of like observe where we're putting our energy to. Is this balance? You know, are they actually trying to help themselves? Because I know, like, especially with me in the past, I'm getting better at it, I think, but just wanting to save everyone, you know, because this deep knowing that everyone is worthy of being supported, we're worthy of being loved and comforted. But the older I get, the more I see that, you know, saving other people is not my responsibility. It's just really not. I'm giving my power away, especially to those that are not willing to do their own work, their own shadow work, their own inner work. And it's not my responsibility to do it for them. So having to be very discerning on how much you give and when is part of reclaiming your energy. It's calling that energy back and saying, yeah, I've given way too much. They have not changed. I'm probably enabling them to stay where they are, and being very honest with yourself, even though it might be painful. And whenever I went out, whenever I was, after college, after I graduated from university, I interned in Haiti. I was in Haiti for like 3 months. It was a very interesting experience. And long story short, what I've learned is that all this aid that we give to them from the US to Haiti, I personally think it's not helpful. It's not supporting them in their ability to take care of themselves and see and acknowledge how rich they really are in their own resources, in their own community. Like, for example, something as small as I could not survive off of the just rice and like bean sauce that they had, because this is like something that was imported from the US, these big bags of white rice and beans, and like that's what they were eating. And I'm just kind of like, you guys, y'all are growing food literally outside your door. You have this beautiful sweet potatoes, um, peanuts, avocados that are as like big as my hand. And I was asking for that food because I was like, I can't do this. Like, my body is literally shutting down, eating rice and these like bean sauce. But they were just like, and they were also eating meat and stuff like that too. But it was just like, this is not enough nutrients, I know, for me to perform in the way that I need to perform. And I was like, can I have some vegetables? And then they were looking at me like laughing. And then the director had to explain to me like, oh, they think you're eating funny and you're eating like a poor person. And I was just like, excuse me? I was like, okay, first of all, this vegetables and this avocado that I have, like this is like so much money in America. This is eating rich. Like I'm eating like a rich person. But basically what I'm getting at is just kind of like being so deep in getting all the charity work and being saved is not helpful. It's enabling them to not see the resources that they have, not the community that they have, the food that they can grow, how to take care of the soil, how to take care of themselves, and help them grow and develop as a country. It's enabling them to stay down. And we do this in our lives as well. It's not just them and in their situation, but we do this as well. Like we feel like we have to keep giving to this person that is not going to do better for themselves. They're just not. They are addicted to whatever. And the constant giving and hoping that they'll get better is just draining your energy. It's draining your fire that Mars is trying to maintain, trying to cultivate. So, okay, that's what I felt like I needed to share that. So this card here is this energy that the Mercury Mars represents. And again, if you're not watching it today, like August 14th, but you're finding it in a different day, you are vibing at this energy. So this is what it's trying to reveal about where you're giving too much. 8 of Pentacles. Trying to be a perfectionist, trying to get it right. Trying to get it right the first time, but you won't. You got to do like a whole iteration of it many, many, many times. And each time it's going to look different. It's going to be different. This is another story. Like when I was getting my minor in art, my teacher was teaching me or having us do the same painting like 20 times. And it felt like it was like a lot. But it showed me, like, once we put it up on the wall, like, oh, like this, everything looked like each piece of art looks different. And there's a little bit I like about that. There's a little bit I like about that one, about that one. And then eventually I can put it together on this one or try to do that. And then this is different, like this is like the journey. This is the journey of not being a perfectionist, but just creating. Remembering that you're just learning, you're just creating, and not trying to be a perfectionist or giving too much energy to being a perfectionist. And I know that it's wanting to. I'm speaking to people that give their power away, right? I'm speaking to you that gives your power away. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You don't have to get it right the first time. You're just learning or trying one day, one step at a time. And that's okay. Okay, so how can you communicate your boundaries with grace and firmness? And this is probably even to yourself, you know, but this is in general. Like if you are over giving to relationships, to people, to companies, to your job, this is how you can communicate your boundaries with grace and firmness. A magician. And so this card talks about connecting with your mind, body, and soul, and sharing from that place of rootedness. Because you know who you are, what you need to make your magic happen. And so I'm seeing like just being straight with it. You are you are doing your work, and you need the space, the sacred space, right? To make that work happen. So you have to express what it is that you are creating for yourself so that other people can know and they can join you if they have the ability, the resources to. But you have to be straight with it. Seeing them holding that candle. This is my intention. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I will do. Are you with me? No? Get out of the way. Are you with me? But I don't have any business spending time with you. Because this is what I am building. This is what I'm working on. And I know I'm not going to get it right the first time, but I gotta start. I got a whole wall to fill up so I can see what pieces I like and how I'm going to bring it together in the next iteration of it. But I need this time to work on this wall. I gotta have a lot of paintings to do. So how does this energy of reclaiming your power and your voice supports your strengthening of sense of worth? So literally the card strength came out. Hmm. This is a Leo card, and When I think of this card, it makes me think about knowing how powerful you are. You're knowing how you can command yourself and those primal parts of you to work with you because you know what they need. That that helps you feel secured in who you are, and letting that be a partnership, and just knowing that the parts of you that feels the need for security and being grounded is worthy of being listened to, because that's what supports you and your strength, and not ignoring that, and not ignoring who you know that is the core part of you. And that being, your ability to create your reality that you want to live in. What makes you feel safe? What helps you feel like yourself, and you're calm and you're grounded in that? And then letting that be a partnership, you to yourself. That's what develops that sense of self-worth, is that, hey, you are allowed to take up space because you exist. And when you don't do that, that's when the self-sabotage starts to happen. That's whenever your drive and hunger for life starts eating away at your finances, starts eating away at your relationships, starts taking you down and making you vulnerable to outside forces to take advantage of you. So self-respect is acknowledging, like, hey, this is a part of me that I need to partner with, and I need to say, I'm taking up space for this. May that be a lot of the times, like for me, like my creativity is like a big part of me. And so like the thing that I'm creating, I need to create space for this time. Like if I don't do this, I know I'm going to self-sabotage. So that's just kind of like a way for me, the way the strength comes up. But whatever comes to mind, like hold on to that. Okay, we're speaking to the subconscious mind in these readings. So the way that you can protect your energy. Four of Wands. Ooh, so I see home, creating your sanctuary at home. Because when you're at home and you feel safe, you feel calm, you feel loved, you feel celebrated, you can go out in the world and speak from a place of power, because you are rooted in goodness. You're rooted, and yeah, you're just deeply rooted. You're grounded. So that's how you protect your energy. Start at the home, get everything in order, get that stable, know what your essential needs are, and making those a priority. And that meeting your family, including your family in that too, in that conversation, that protects your energy. How do you, how can you Listen to your needs. So we talked about that a little bit with the strength card. It's interesting. This kind of wanted to hide itself. So the cards that came up is Six of Swords in reverse and then Eight of Wands in reverse. So circling back to that idea that gets you excited. We need to do some journaling or looking back at your journals and see like what idea you suppressed. You need to go right back to it. Because that is that whatever that idea is meeting a need. I know for me, the thing that I was going back and forth on was my moon circles, now that I'm calling the moon well. But I know what need that kind of service, that offering I give to the community. The need is community. So thinking about, you can go back to the window of Mercury retrograde, which is July 17th till August 11th. What idea that you were like going back and forth on? Go back to that, look at it, and then ask, well, what was the need here? What am I trying to get here from that? Because I know what gives me strength is community, a sense of community, knowing that I have a sun in the house of community in the 11th house. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But for you, thinking about, okay, what gives me strength? What makes me feel like I'm strong, I'm protected, I'm in my power? Go back to what we were entertaining, going back and forth on, and ask yourself what need was trying to get met there. Me with the moon well, my moon gatherings, it's community. And if you are saying, I need community as well, I'm looking for community, well, I think the moon well probably will be helpful for you. So take a look in the description and click on the link and see if that's something that you want to join. But I know for me, it was community. I wanted community. Okay, so let's see the next card. What projects want your attention instead of overgiving to something else that's not? Oh, yeah, we're going back. Oh my goodness. So we got the World card in reverse. So this is a major lesson that we have to learn. We have to go back to it. We need to go back to it, back to the idea, back to the big learning experience that we had that really has developed a core part of ourselves. And if you know your chart, looking back to you had any major transits in Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, or Scorpio, the fixed signs here that are in the corners of this card. Any major transits that was going on during that place. I know I'm kind of thinking about Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. It being in Aquarius right now, that might be something. Mercury retrograde, that could be being in Leo. That could be something, being connected to that. Yeah, so those two transits, I'm seeing Pluto in Aquarius, Mercury retrograde in Leo. Those two places, what was going on around that? So Mercury retrograde being July 17th through August 11th, and it's still in the shadow. And then Pluto, when did he go retrograde? It's been several weeks now. Pluto stationary retrograde, so we can look back at our journals around May 4th and seeing what was going on around then. And that project needs your attention. So you're not over giving in other places that's not for you. That's none of your business. That you're probably enabling them to stay stuck. It's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is taking care of yourself first so that you can be a blessing to those who are ready for that blessing. Okay, next card. I'm really enjoying these longer form content. I hope you are too. I hope that reading is helpful so far. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Is this helpful? Is this resonating at all? So this next card here is how to take small steps that are impactful towards balance, which is kind of funny because this card, Temperance, is take your sweet time. Enjoy the journey. Oh, that's what I'm seeing. Enjoy the journey. Don't try to race yourself to the sunset because you're going to miss all of the terrain. You're going to miss all the pretty flowers, all the interesting insects, the people even, and how they change as you move closer to the sun. You're going to miss all of that. All of what will wow you, what will put you in awe. You'll miss all of that if you try to race yourself to what the goal is, right? And that being the Mercury retrograde idea. Just notice that you don't have to be a perfectionist. You can enjoy, going back to the analogy of painting, you can just enjoy painting, doing the painting, putting it on the wall, seeing what it looks like. I like this about that painting. I'm going to do it again on this one and seeing how that changed, putting that on the wall. Stepping back, analyzing it. Oh, that's cool. I like how those two things come together. Oh, that's changed. I like that. Doing it again. But enjoying the journey, not rushing. Seeing how life changes as you go and appreciating it. Saying thank you. Being grateful. That's aligned action. That's the most impactful action because you are much more present. And it can be because you're much more present, moving forward can be so much more meaningful, so much more impactful for yourself and those around you, because you are aware of what you can give and what you should not give, because that will be enabling. Don't give your power away. Those that you're helping is also very powerful. They are also very powerful. They just need help remembering that they are powerful too. And sometimes that is not giving them the bag of rice and saying, you have beautiful avocados growing in your backyard. Why not make it better? Why not plant some greens too? Why not? Okay. A message that you need to tell yourself during this transition of taking your power back through your voice and through what you're seeing. This is Mercury. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You are not a victim. You're not a victim. Saying that to yourself 3 times in the morning and at night. I am not a victim. I am not a victim. I am not a victim. You are powerful. What you say is powerful. What you do is powerful. You just got to bring it back. Take your power back. All right, here's the gift. This is the last card. Once you step into this balanced communication, not giving your power away, it's balanced communication and action. This is the gift. Oh my goodness. I see 10 of Pentacles in reverse and then 10 of Swords. This is an interesting gift, yeah? Let me sit with this. All right, what I see is the gift is not having to take on other people's legacy. That will eventually be the end of you. That's the gift. It's not taking on other people's stuff, their responsibility, their karma, their money. It's taking their money, it takes that, it takes a lot of other stuff with that too. No longer taking that stuff and that becoming the end of you. And that's the gift. Is that you get to live your life. You get to build your legacy. You get to build something incredible, something beautiful. And your people will acknowledge that, will see that, and want to join you. That is your reading. If you were looking for support and how to take your power back through communication and empowered action, thank you so much for watching this video. And again, if you are looking for community, I have this beautiful moon gathering happening again, but in a different way, called the Moon Well. And the Moon Well would be something beneficial to you if you are looking for a space with like-minded people where together we can call our truth back to us, release what doesn't support us, and feel much more centered, whole, and just good. Together, we can talk about the moon, lunar eclipse in Pisces. This is a big deal because this is major endings and major beginnings are happening. And so this is the time of year when things are a little chaotic. I shouldn't say little, they're chaotic, especially if you are a mutable sign person like myself. There's a lot of changes that are going to be going on. So if you're looking for community, that is available to you. And if you are not comfortable with being with groups of people and opening up in that kind of way, in that vulnerable kind of way, then I also have my books open for one-on-one readings. So if that's either of those things is something that you need, that is available to you, just click the link below in the description. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.